Hey guys, back again with a mini message for you coming from Genesis 21 verses 12 through 14. If you remember from the previous one, if you didn't watch yesterday's mini message, be sure you go back and watch the previous one so that you understand the context of what's happening in this family with Hagar and Ishmael making fun of Isaac, Sarah telling Abraham, kick them out, get them out of here. They're not going to have anything to do with my son. They're not going to be around here. And here's what Abraham does. He turns to God. And God's instructions in this might not be what we expect. It says, but God told Abraham, do not be upset over the boy and your servant. Do whatever Sarah tells you. For Isaac is the son through whom your descendants will be counted. But I will make a nation of the descendant of Hagar's son, because he is your son too. So Abraham got up early next morning, prepared food in a container of water, and strapped them on Hagar's shoulders. Then he sent her away with their son, and she wandered aimlessly in the wilderness of Beersheba. Not what you would have expected to hear out of Abraham in this moment, or out of God, most importantly here. So I think after Sarah says, kick them out, Abraham turns to the Lord and says, Lord, what do I do here? He had to feel trapped. You know, some scholars will even try to say that Abraham was kind of hedging his bets and he wanted to hang on to Ishmael as kind of a backup plan or a backup son. I don't think that's the case. I honestly think Abraham loved and cared for his son Ishmael. And I think he felt very trapped in this between his love for his wife, for Isaac, and for Ishmael. And he probably even really kind of felt sorry for Hagar in this as well. If you really look at it, she was brought into something that was not of her own making or her own fault. But yet here she is in the middle of this. And so God says, send them away. But he doesn't just say send them away, he makes a promise. He says, look, Isaac's the son of promise. He's the one whom your descendants are going to be counted. But I'm going to take care of Ishmael too. That had to kind of give Abraham a little bit of a, just to let the air out, a little sigh of, okay, some relief. You know, I'm not going to send these people off into the wilderness to die. They're going to be okay. God's going to take care of them. And so he gets up the next morning, he prepares food, and he puts it, it's basically, he straps it to Hagar's back and is like, see y'all later. But that had to be such a difficult thing for him, to watch his son walk away into the wilderness, gone. But he did follow the Lord's direction. And understand, you know, this seems harsh to us, but God knew what he was doing in this, that Isaac was the son of promise, and that's where Abraham had to pour his blessing, to pour his wisdom, to pour his time into. Ishmael was a choice that Abraham and Sarah had made. He wasn't a part of God's plan for Abraham's life, but God's not going to abandon him. I mean, Ishmael was born out of a sinful decision. But Ishmael really isn't, at the end of the day, God doesn't punish him for this. He has to protect Isaac and protect because he understands the Messiah is coming. But he still provides for this son. He still takes care of him. So God is faithful even in the midst of our sin. You guys have a blessed day. We'll see you again soon.